Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another episode.
We got this. What's first?
We've been talking about it for a while. We'll continue to talk about it for the rest of our lives. Little news about Elden Ring. Saw an article based off of one of the best NPCs in the game, which would be Mr. Egon. There was an article posted by IGN talking about his experience meeting Miyazaki, how he got to basically play the role of Egon in the first place. The actor, his name is Richard Charles Lintern. He's really stoked. Basically Elden Ring, even though he didn't really know anything about it based off the article. He basically described meeting Miyazaki as like a literal god. He was like...
He brought an aura with him into the room.
Yeah, more or less, like to paraphrase, he's just like, you walk into the room in the record studio, there's like about 12 or 15 people there.
Bowed in his presence.
Fucking like everyone just stays silent and just worships him. Like you can turn off the lights in the room and somehow there'll still be a light beamed on his face somehow, you know, like on some godhood presence. No, but again, yeah, just to paraphrase, you know, he says that he goes in the room, there's at least 12, about 15 people there. Miyazaki was there. Even though he couldn't really communicate with him in English, like you could tell that he still had that presence, that aura, so to speak, right? The director for the studio, I think it was, his name is Adam Chapman, the voice director, and the company that they ended up working with to do all of the voice acting for the DLC is called Fire Poets, which is kind of interesting because it's just like we don't really hear much about like external sources that they would use to kind of like bring and pull all the stuff together. So it is kind of nice that the article does like kind of shine a light on them. Plus Fire Poets just sounds kind of awesome, you know? Fire Poets.
Yeah.
Sounds rad. So a lot of that is just talking about how he instantly recognized that he was just pretty much a god in the beginning, the moment that he entered that room. He didn't know a lot about Elden Ring, didn't know what the game was about, didn't know who Miyazaki was before then, and didn't really know his status. But all of that pretty much envisions, like, gives you a sense of, I don't know, perspective when it comes to, like, I guess how charismatic you have to be to come up with an idea like Elden Ring. So out of sight. That game is so cool. That guy has come up with so many good fucking games.
Yeah, I would think it's more comes from experience, I would think, than actual godhood. Like you were gonna start it right now. He had Dark Souls and Demon Souls under his belt. It's been just been going on, and the first two Souls games were so good that one of the companies, or I think it was FromSoft, decided to make their own rendition of Dark Souls 2, and they respected his work enough to have him oversee the project, which is like Dark Souls 2 is a controversial one within the community. I don't know. It still feels like Miyazaki's work, and then he went on to create like the culmination of all of them, which is like, I think that is when he ascended to godhood. No, actually, I'm sorry. Bloodborne is when it was.
Dude, yeah.
Elden Ring was just the cherry on top.
I don't really know how you can kind of move from there, honestly. Like, who knows what he'll do next? If there can even be a sequel to Elden Ring, I don't really know that for sure either. I think that'll be as much of a hope as like a sequel to Bloodborne, or maybe something like it, which hopefully is probably next. I mean, they just did Armored Core last year. It's gonna be like, I think it came out in September or August, but it's about to be like a year since Armored Core came out. And you know what? I still haven't played it.
Yeah, me either. I want to, though. It just reminds me of The Surge. I was thinking about that fucking game like the other day. Yeah, man, I want to go back.
You beat both of them, right?
But Armored Core sounds legit, though. Yeah. I was trophy hunting for a while for the first one, but it was just... I took too much time away and I forgot timing. So I would need to beat my head against the wall again.
That game was okay. That game even crashes on my PlayStation. Like, it's just like a known thing that game will crash if you play it after a while. That's kind of bummer. I constantly think about Dark Souls 3 before we move on from this. Like, I think that if I honestly had to like force myself to replay a game from FromSoft that wasn't Bloodborne or Elden Ring, it would have to be Dark Souls 3. Because it's really like the only one that I haven't technically finished when it came to the
It's a
DLC.
good choice. It's a very good choice.
I just,
Oh, especially the DLC. Come on, man.
dude,
We gotta go back and fucking help you finish that.
bro, yeah, dude, because the fucking, I don't even remember what the fucking second DLC was called. I could not beat the first bosses in that DLC. What is it, like the twin demons? And then like you beat them, and then it's just like a single demon after that.
Oh yeah, he absorbs his power.
Right.
We gotta help you out, man. Come on, you gotta finish it.
I'm downloading it right now. Dude, I didn't even platinum this game. What are we talking about?
Yeah, good luck with that shit. A lot of it has to do with invading and killing.
The Ringed City. That's the one I didn't beat. I beat Ashes of Ariandel. I didn't beat the other one.
The Ring City, man. I'm getting flashbacks.
Thank God I still have my save data. I don't know if I remember I did make a new character at one point. I don't know how this is going to work out for me, bud.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you might... hopefully you get your file.
It won't be that bad if I
Because
do.
you might have to start hunting for everything all over again.
Exactly. It is what it is, man. That's a part of the FromSoft game. That's a part of the allure, you know?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that you're right. You gotta pretty much play the game all over again. Speaking of getting fisted, Disney took Jamie Lee Curtis away from us as she's not playing Dr. Kureha in the new One Piece live action season.
I don't get my Jamie Curtis Witch Doctor. That's what you're telling me right now?
Nope.
That fucking
That's what I'm saying.
I'm about to flip this table, Gerry.
The fucking Freaky Friday sequel is keeping her away from this. Plus, like, a bunch of other stuff that she's doing. So it's like, she's too busy for this role. It would have been fucking perfect, but she's got a lot on her plate right now. And it's not like she doesn't want to do it, because, you know, she's been talking about fucking doing it. We're all secretly weebs, man. They found somebody else.
I mean...
I'm just happy that she's still getting work, you know? Because I thought she was just, like, chilling on funds or doing small projects here and there.
Yeah, I don't think she would be hurting. I think, like, she would just be doing, like, passion projects is how I feel, you know? Especially when you get to, like, her age and you've done so many movies or shows or, like, anything, you know? Like, I don't know, like, exactly what's under her belt, but I'm imagining she's probably done, like, some Broadway shows maybe, or some, like, you know, one woman shows or something like that.
Yeah, and it says here that she actually wanted to do the sequel to Freaky Friday, so I guess that took priority over anime. Which, hey, you know, I get it. Nobody wants to be a weeb, but we're all weebs.
Fuck, dude. Damn. Do you know who George Mooney is?
George Mooney?
Yeah.
I know Paul Mooney.
Is it George Mooney or is it Paul Mooney?
I don't know.
I think you're right. No, it's George.
No. I'm sure Paul Mooney's a comedian. Look at it real quick before I fucking shit.
Oh, no, you're right. It's Paul Mooney.
Yeah, that's
Paul
him.
Mooney, yeah. Paul Mooney. Yeah, but Paul
Are you talking about Paul Mooney?
Yeah, I'm talking about Paul Mooney. He did a...
Yeah, the comedian?
Yeah. Do you remember he did a... He used to do those segments on the Chappelle Show where he would, like, do... I think they were just basically skits on his real interviews, but he would, like, do the interviews on, like, on the Chappelle Show when it comes to, like, those moments in time. Have you ever seen those skits? Do you know anything about what I'm talking about?
Ask a Black Dude?
Yeah, Ask a Black Dude.
And then, you know the other one. Come on. Help me out.
What is it? A real moment in nigga history or something like that? It was like... No, it was,
No, dude. I know exactly what it is. I'm just not going to say it right here, so I'm just going to put it in here.
But he would do... You know what I'm talking about. Like, he would just do these segments where he would, like, be interviewing and, like, talking about, like, black culture.
Oh, I think he only did one of those, right? Or a couple of those, because I don't remember that going on for long, that segment.
Yeah.
But they kept him on, but that segment I barely remember.
But I think I remember... I don't know if it was an actual thing that he said, like in an interview, or something that was on the Chappelle Show, but I remember one of the things he said, and he pretty much word for word almost what you were saying, but it's just like, everybody wants to be a nigga, but nobody wants to be a nigga. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn. That's real shit, dude. You can pretty much apply that to anywhere.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, man, nobody wants to fucking admit it.
Yeah.
But, whatever. That's a fucking... It's a fucking slam dunk of a reference.
Real talk. Okay, anyway, moving on. Let's see what else. So we have some teasers on the next season of Chainsaw Man, which turns out isn't going to be like an episodic release. They're gonna go ahead and just make a movie for the next arc. So season 2 is gonna probably be like, I don't even know how long a lot of the movie arcs now. Like for Demon Slayer, I use Demon Slayer as the base example because they're the most recent ones in my memory to have done this and like really have it stick for everyone that did it afterwards with the whole train arc, which I'm pretty sure they've already done more than one movie, because now I think they're doing another movie involving the Swordsmith Village. They're gonna go ahead and base the movie off of the Reze arc. I don't know if you remember Reze. I don't even know if I'm saying her name right.
Rez.
It's Rez, but it's Reze.
Dude, I don't know, man.
Okay.
Dude, this trailer looks sad as hell. It's making me feel things.
It kind of gives me like really melancholic Kingdom Hearts vibes with the way that music is going on. That was kind of like the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, you can do like the whole like what is it, like the piano intro, and just kind of like make it really melancholic, and that would just go right over this trailer, and it would fit the exact same. Yeah, I remember a lot about this arc still from reading in the manga. I'm really looking forward to it, actually, because this was one of my favorite characters. She was really cool. There was a lot of character development too for Denji. Yeah, I don't know. I hope the movie is at least like about 2 hours or more. That would be really cool if it really encompassed like a lot of not just this arc, but like the arc that precedes it, when they need to like, not really trying to spoil everybody, but like, you know, spoiler alert, they're gonna hunt her down because she's not a good person. That's just gonna be really cool, I think.
Yeah, our boy Denji in a toxic relationship. I can't wait.
His first toxic relationship.
Like, actually, I can, because I wish it didn't happen, but, you know, it's like that meme. I saw it for The Boys, where it's like, raise your hand if you want to watch The Boys, and it's the whole crowd raising their hand. Fuck, I just had his name, dude. Fucking weed. And he's like, raise your hand, and then like, raise your hand if you want Huey to go through some shit, and nobody raised their hand. And that's exactly what I'm with Denji. It's like, raise your hand if you want to see Denji succeed, and then everybody's like, raise your hand. No, wait, I'm gonna start over. God damn it, cut that. Raise your hand if you like Chainsaw Man. Everybody raise their hand. And then the next one was, raise your hand if you want to see Denji go through some shit, and nobody raised their hand. So it's like that. Like, it has to happen, but fuck, man.
I mean,
this man's too horny.
all I'm really gonna say is like, they're just giving you a preview of what this manga is going to be like, of what the series is like as a whole. And I really preface, and I really hope that if anyone truly listens to anything that I'm saying here in this podcast, read Fire Punch, so that way when you finally get around to where the fuck Chainsaw Man is at, you're not going to be blindsided by what's about to happen.
It doesn't feel good. But it's good. But it doesn't feel good though.
Oh man. It's like, how can I describe this? You know, when you are about to see something extremely catastrophic, something that you know was going to be seared into your memory for a long time, something that could definitely damage you if you look at it, but at the same time, you are so curious, you do not want to look away. I mean, God forbid, you know, knock on wood, but if something landed on a major city and you saw that missile come out of the sky, you know what I mean? You're gonna be like, I gotta see how this plays out. You know what I mean? Like, and then you die because obviously you didn't run away. You were just stopping in one spot.
That's such a good analogy, because that's exactly what I would do.
Yeah. This is going to be a pivotal moment in the series, and I really hope that the movie really has all the time in the world, again, because it's going to be a movie, that they really just like go full flesh into like every single emotion that Denji can feel, you know, and elicit, and really like, it would just be perfect if this movie would make you cry. Not because it's a movie and like generally it has to hit every plot point, you know, to be a good movie, but just because it's Chainsaw Man. And generally the aspect of Chainsaw Man is this shit is not going to end well for anybody. That's a fact. Like, you have to be like open to this idea that like you were reading a tragedy.
You caught up, right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we're already there, man. The point of no return, I'm telling you, we're already there. It's already over.
I'm just gonna make a prediction right now. All right, that's not really her. They have her somewhere else, but they had to make it seem real. He just decided to go ape, so they needed him to go ape shit and save pretty much everybody in that sushi bar, because like you know they were already all surrounded, and anybody who steps out is gonna get shot. Who was it? The hunters, the devil hunters committee.
Yeah, the association or whatever.
Yeah, they I guess they're on the army's like hit list as well, or something like that. I don't really remember. Fact of the matter is they needed Denji to become Chainsaw Man, and what better way to do that than to take away like the last only like thread to humanity he has left. So
Yeah.
I think it's too easy. They couldn't have just chopped their head off and served it to him on a platter. They had to have like made a fake. That shit's probably made of rice or some shit.
I mean, you could be right. We could be looking at a decoy. I would lean more towards that probably is Nayuta. And now that you're saying it, more than likely it's probably like some sort of decoy. And if it is, cool. I'd love to see how that plays out in the series. If it really is Nayuta though, it's I'm telling you, dude, like this is going to be the beginning of the final arc starting at this point. We're already getting to the point where it's like, oh, she died? She's not supposed to be dead. You know, like, so something is gonna happen, or one way or another. Like, what do they call her? Fami? The other girl? Yeah, I think that she had that ulterior motive now, and in a chapter or two we're gonna finally see what's gonna happen there. At least in the next chapter is gonna definitely exploit like what his power is now that he's in his black form, being able to like erase something forever when he eats it. I forgot what the other condition was, because I feel like those two things are important. I feel like he brought up the conditions for having to make that version of the real Chainsaw Man appear. One of them was his unhappiness, and I forgot what the first one was.
It wasn't hunger, was it?
Oh, the new chapter is already out.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, there were two conditions. To fully become Chainsaw Man, you need two things. Everyone's fear and your unhappiness. Everyone already feared him because of the whole, like, craze that was going on. Obviously, when he saw Nayuta's head, he fucking freaked out. I'm not gonna read this chapter right now. I'm gonna wait until we're done with this recording.
So Halo's been through some shit. So Paramount dropped them for season 3, and the internet rejoiced for a bit. No more John Halo. But then they got revived. Christopher Nolan is directing the new... What the fuck? Oh, no way.
Based off what you shared, it looks like he's reaching out to them, but I don't know if it's a confirmed thing.
They reached out to get the rights for Halo on Max. He wants to.
I wonder if he would be down to redo it. Honestly, if they're gonna give him the rights, they should allow him to redo the series.
Restart everything. I'm reading the comments and somebody's like, and leave the fucking helmet on.
Like, no ill will to anybody who's already doing their jobs or probably doing them more than well on the show now. Holy shit. You know that nobody loves that show. Nobody's a fan of the Halo show. I'm so sorry. You were on a burning ship. If somebody's offering to build you a new ship, I think you should take it. This might be a good thing. I mean, it's definitely better than nothing. You know what? Now that I say that, it's
debatable.
It's debatable. Because I guess what we got wasn't better than nothing. At least we got somebody who's like played the game and he's interested in it. That was the main issue with Halo. They're like, no, we haven't played the game. No, we're not going to play the game. Go fuck yourselves.
Only people who've played the games should have their hands in something like that.
Like, if you have outliers, you're just going to have people that have heard about the game. And they'll get the Look, how does it not make sense that people, like, again, as I mentioned, outliers, like people who do not play the games but have heard of the games, I'm sure, because it's a multi-million-dollar franchise. It's a thing. It's on people's t-shirts. It's on fucking cars. It's on the internet. Like, you're gonna hear or see about it. And at that point, it probably grabs your attention to be like, I'm not a gamer, but there's a show about it. Maybe I can learn about the lore through the show. And then come to find out the show is, like, not anywhere near what the game is supposed to be about. Like, vehemently, they're like, no, we're gonna make the game something entirely different. Again, please go fuck yourselves. And then they're like, okay. So, like, what is that? Again, Well, where is the sense in that for somebody who like has the opportunity to get into this or like be a part of this, considering that they don't want to go through buying the equipment, getting into the game, or being at a relatively like, I want to say like proper gaming level to like actually be good enough to beat the game through any difficulty. The place I can get my mom on the sticks right now. I can put something on easy and she can still find a way to die because she's just not a gamer. You see what I'm saying? Like there's still a level of skill that needs to be reached, and people who don't want to deal with that, like this should have been their answer, and instead this just got fucked. So who knows? If he's played it, I mean, again, more from this tweet, if he's actually come out and be like, hey, I've played it, I'm gonna definitely make sure that we don't fuck this up, I will reboot this. Again, if he's just going based off like, hey, they're not gonna let me reboot it, I gotta do season 3 or whatever the fuck this is, I'm gonna be like, ooh, like that's gonna be really hard for you. I'll fucking pray for you. Like I'll be hoping that you pull through, and I would imagine that I would probably catch 1 or 2 episodes just to see what it is and if people really like it. But that would also probably involve me having to watch the first 2 seasons, which I absolutely will not do. So it would just make sense. If you gave him the rights, let him remake the series.
According to the tweet, he was playing it while the Dark Knight was going on, so I feel like that is already a good sign. You know, off of work time, he plays Halo. Even more so, his off time from his job is directing fucking Batman. So with all that being said, I think it might be in good hands if the deal does land through. I don't think you can come back from this in a season 3. Maybe just restart the whole IP. Leave the cutscene out, you know?
Just hear me out. Dark Knight.
More cutscenes? Alright.
More cutscenes? If, obviously, you know, like, he can't do a reboot, there's no way he's going to do season 3 because nobody wants him to get set up for failure. He should do a new show about, like, ODST or Reach or whatever the fuck he was playing around that time.
Yeah, all that being said, I have faith now. Sounds like it'll be in good hands.
I guess since we were talking about Chainsaw Man, the director for season 1 of Chainsaw Man is no longer with MAPPA. He had left the studio to pursue his dream, and that involved creating his own studio. The new studio in question is called Andraft. They are producing, from what we saw, like some sort of collaboration as like a first project. It's with VSPO, which is Virtual Esports Project, VSPO, doing some sort of cross collab with, what is it, Cardcaptor Vanguard? Or not Cardcaptor Soccer.
Just stop talking. You're gonna make me lose it. Cardfight Vanguard. There you go.
Yeah, I'm bad. I should just cut myself.
Oh man.
Cardfight Vanguard. Thank you so much. This is why I have you. I mean, don't get me wrong. The fucking preview was really rad. My initial thought, looking at this, like going into it completely blind, I was like, this is a really badass fucking visual for an anime about Magic the Gathering.
Yep, you're not wrong. That's what it feels like, at least. But what does this mean for Chainsaw Man? You know, MAPPA is still developing the Res movie. What's gonna hold for the future, you know?
Well, they're definitely gonna work their people even harder now. That's what I feel like.
Hopefully they keep the same vision.
If anything, it'll definitely be end of Q4 if it comes out this year. Like, we'll get this as a Christmas movie or a New Year's movie or something. If I don't remember, that falls in line with what was actually happening in the anime. But I have high hopes for this new studio, Andraft. I hope that you know, with their future projects, aside from Cardfight Vanguard and Vispo, that they're going to be doing a lot of interesting series and mangas that we've been hoping for. Man, let me tell you, this is just like a dream. It's a very, very far dream. If he were to pick up like a true like IP from Shonen, for example, if somebody were to greenlight Zatch Bell 2 and he picked it up, I would fucking die to see that. Like if a MAPPA quality studio were to make
MAPPA
the Zatch Bell, dude,
I still need to read it, the sequel.
Yeah, this shit is monthly now, I think. So like, it's definitely a lot. It's definitely a lot more chapters. I'm really getting used to the monthly scenarios. Like, you're not really pushing them to make as many pages, but it's not like they'll just stop at 40 pages like Boruto. You know, sometimes they'll do more than that. So it's like you really get, I feel like, a lot more bang for your buck on the monthly setting than we're doing like a weekly or bi-weekly setting. It gives us more time for like interesting stories to be fleshed out. I don't know if you started reading part 9 of JoJo too, but that's going fucking places right now. That's great.
Oh my god. So I have a fucking thing with that. I gotta find somewhere else to read it, but as of now, I'm kind of like, fuck this. I read the first 2 chapters, and then I was gonna read the 3rd one, right? And on the fucking website, they left up their goddamn April Fool's joke up there, where like they're like, oh, you need Manga Dex Premium in order to access this page. And then the next fucking page is chapter 4, dude. I'm like, dude, what is this? It's not April anymore, dude. Just change it back. Upload just chapter 3. And I was looking through the comments, and everybody was just bitching about it too. And then one guy, good guy, kind of didn't spoil it, but he kind of spoiled the next one. He's like, yeah, he just told everybody what the next chapter was about. He's like, basically, this is what happened. And then just skip to chapter 4. I don't want to do that, dude.
No,
so
yeah.
I gotta find it somewhere else. I'm kind of stuck right now.
Yeah, that's a bummer, man. I did read it on Manga Dex, but I don't remember. I guess I did it before April, so I don't remember them doing that to me. Back to the original point. Again, it would be really awesome if eventually he gets an opportunity to do a series that, you know, people are already familiar with. It doesn't even have to be Zatch Bell, honestly. A director of MAPPA going and creating a studio, like, that carries weight. Like, with all of the projects that they've done so far, and he's gotten all of that under his belt and said, I've done this, and I've made sure that all of this, and this is run perfectly. You know, like, that's definitely going to have some weight to it. Like, I would be very excited to see what kind of projects that man would come out with and what his studio can do. One of the Tales games that was originally released for PlayStation 3, it's called Tales of Exilia. This was actually a really, really great game. There are rumors that the game is looking at a re-release, like a remaster. The leak ended up coming from one of their retailers, like, I think in like the Czech Republic or the Slavic, you know, in Slovakia or something like that. Like,
everybody's too excited, man. They can't keep it in.
You know what it is? It's just like when people update their trademarks or their websites to include like thumbnails and stuff like that when they get ready to like update shit later down the line. They don't keep shit low key at all.
No.
Like, they really just don't expect people to like use their website as they're doing this and like see that as a problem. I hope this doesn't ruin anything, but I mentioned this to my friend, and even on the time difference, I think by the time I saw that, it was like 1 a.m. in Pacific time, so it was like 4 a.m. for him. And he immediately texted me back like, this shit isn't real. And I'm like, yes it is. And he's like, God. He's like, yeah. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. So I'm excited. This was a really good game. This was definitely one of the best, one of the better Tales games, like definitely in my top 5s. So I would definitely recommend this to others if it has the opportunity to come out again in North America.
I gotta look at some LPs because I know I'm not gonna play it. I'll watch somebody play it though.
Yeah, I would say if you're not really into, here's my thing: Tales games aren't really for everyone. I would say, just like Final Fantasy games aren't really for everyone. Like, especially depending on what Final Fantasy game you're playing. They always change up their battle systems a lot, as well as like the concept of like how they like do open world stuff. This one, I would say, is definitely like grind heavy to the point where you can mix match and like basically get powerful in more than one way, but all of it is definitely going to involve you having to at least like put yourself down in one specific area and having to just really grind for a while. I would say a way for you to like breeze through the game, to just kind of enjoy it, watching it like as like either like a New Game Plus walkthrough or like a no commentary playthrough, like those would be your best bet, just so that you can actually listen to the characters, listen to the dialogue. Most of these games now have the auto skip feature, not the auto skip feature, but the auto dialogue feature. So like as soon as they finish talking, they'll just like start talking again. You don't have to press buttons. You can just like enjoy a cutscene.
Love that.
I definitely recommend. The only game, I feel like the only Tales game that I would recommend to people is like Tales of Vesperia. Tales of Vesperia came out like a couple of years before Tales of Exilia, and it's, to me at least, still retains the more simplest of like concepts that they have for their RPGs. Battle-wise, overworld-wise, mechanics-wise, like it's just a really easy concept of a game to get to, and it's just like overall I really enjoy the story too. So the Tales games are really cool. So looking forward to that.
He's back. We got motherfucking Heihachi Mishima as the next character to Tekken 8, dude.
Dude, did you have an inkling at all that he actually died?
So the reason why people are surprised to see Heihachi come back is for two reasons. One, it essentially was the end of Heihachi in the Tekken 7 story because the original voice actor passed away. They got a new guy to come in for 7, and it was, the final send-off. Also, Harada mentioned at one point that, he's gone. He's not coming back. Which, on one hand, it's like, okay, cool, like, I'm fine with that. And we got Reina. I'm sure you've all seen the memes and shit posts of Reina working at, like, McDonald's or something, or just crying that, like, I was supposed to be the Heihachi replacement. Like, what happened? But then, on the other hand, it is Harada being Harada, right? What's his motto? Don't ask me for shit. He can bring whatever he wants back to the table, onto the table, what have you. So, I mean, hey, I'm hyped to see what's going to happen. The coolest thing of Tekken 8 is that we're still getting more story stuff with the DLC. I know they haven't really started that yet. I haven't gotten the DLC yet, so I don't know, but I know they were supposed to start like adding more story content, and we even got like a little teaser from the Evo trailer and all that. So, there you go.
Nobody really dies, do they? Dude, I don't know, man. A part of me thought that he was like out of commission for a little bit, right? But then there's another part of me that actually wanted him kind of to stay gone just so that the story can move on. And I guess the story can't move on without the fucking family reunion. So I'm kind of disappointed, but I kind of can't wait to see the fucking raging demon come back into Tekken.
Not even a volcano could kill him. Well, it wasn't just any volcano. It was a volcano at sea at that point, wasn't it? Like, I don't even remember.
I think it's genetic, honestly, because a bunch of people from the Mishima clan can't seem to die by volcano.
At least we'll finally, like, see some development with Reina. I feel like that was the main reason why he had to come back so early.
Yeah, definitely something with Reina. So she's not his incarnate, then. Yeah, I'm watching this trailer right now, and it's hype for sure, dude. Oh my god. Oh, that shit-eating grin. Wow, they really made this into a reveal, huh? Dramatic as shit, dude. Everybody's lying. Raven needs to get fired. Victor needs to get fired. Harada's a liar. It's cool. I think it's for the plot. Like, he just like, yeah, no, he's dead, guys. Heihachi's dead, yeah. Sure.
I think what really grinds my gears, I'm gonna take your word for it, especially when you're the creator of the series, and you're so vehemently just stating to everyone, yeah, we're finally done with Heihachi, guys. He's dead. He's never coming back.
Yeah, like, cause
it's over.
Who's gonna fucking argue with him, you know? That's another god in the culture, bro.
Harada, you really pulled the wool over on us. You got us good. Good job. With that being said, I really super interested with all of the released content that we got during Evo this past weekend. That shit was really cool. A new season pass for Guilty Gear. I don't know if you remember Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear was fucking great. So Strive is releasing season 4. They're also adding a new game mode for 3v3. I think that's actually really cool. They're basically going with the what is it? DBZ Fighters concept. It seems a little chaotic too. I think that they're going to introduce like things like power-ups and certain things like buffs and debuffs just to kind of make it so that the matches aren't really over in a matter of seconds. I think the most exciting thing about the new season pass that's coming out, 4 characters for the pass, 2 returning characters that are coming out first, 1 brand new character coming out third, and then a guest character that's coming out last. Just elephant in the fucking room. The guest character is fucking Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever played Cyberpunk or seen gameplay for it, but if you're unfamiliar, she uses like the nanowire. Again, if you refer to like Cyberpunk gameplay, she's just gonna be basically whipping around a bunch of fucking wires everywhere. Like, just like pop out of her wrist and shit. Some of them might probably be like superheated or something like that. She's basically a ninja. That's basically what she is. She's like a hacker ninja. I'm more excited for the first character that's going to be released. It's honestly one of an icon for Guilty Gear. It's a character named Dizzy, and she's the best girl. There's just no other way I could describe her. Dizzy is like the best fucking character in the entire series. To me, she's like I can't even describe her. She's literally like a cursed pacifist. She's like a girl that like does not want to fight, but has like these like, I guess you would call them parasites that mimic wings on her back. She's got an angel and a devil parasite.
That's awesome.
And yeah, and they do all the fighting for her, so she doesn't actually fight. If you've ever seen like Marvel vs. Capcom, I think actually no, I take that back. I think actually in the last Guilty Gear game I played, she does fight, but mostly her angel and her devil wings do the fighting.
Her angle or her devil. That's cool.
Exactly.
I love that trope so much, where you use the light and dark side as your weapons.
I used to try to main her so fucking hard. She's so good. Yeah, the last game that she came out for was X3rd, and that came out in 2014. Evo was really cool, man. There was a lot of things going on this weekend. Lots of great highlights. We definitely have, like, I feel like a new icon, basically, on somebody on the same level as, like, Daigo or Justin Wong.
Are you talking about Hayao?
That guy is great.
Dude, he's so good. He is a breath of fresh air in this fighting game community where everybody's just, like, polite. You get some heals here and there, but this guy's just happy to be there. And he shows it, man. It's so cool. This man is 41. It's never too late. The match that they were playing to was just so hype, dude. Like, he is... I think he's been in the game for a while now, right?
Yeah, I think he's definitely made his way around the pro circuit. That's crazy. He's really 41 years old?
Yeah.
That man is limber as fuck. Let me tell you.
That man is doing the splits on somebody, dude.
I
don't know if that's disrespectful or if he's just having fun, man.
I honestly, man, like, I could see him having fun. I know he was definitely having a good time, like, all the way to the end. If I were the opponent getting split on as I was losing into my second round, I don't know how I would feel, honestly. More power to him, but this is why, like, I don't go to Evo, because I'll get fucking shit on, and I'll get shit on in the most spectacular way.
That man did not want the camera to see his face, dude.
That fool had his back turned to the camera and then, like, kept his back turned as he walked off the stage. He's like, we're good.
He's like, I just got nutted on. Good on him, too. He put up a good fight. Man, we gotta go to Evo, man. We'll go next year.
Definitely next year. There's a lot more things to do. I've heard from my source who worked at Evo this past weekend. So there were like other booths and stuff like that we can go to and kind of like purview and stuff like that. So for sure, we'll definitely apply for it next year. Let's see. Moving on from Evo, we have some updates on Helldivers. Helldivers has been kind of underwater for a while, ever since the whole debacle with the PlayStation accounts and PlayStation having to roll back on all that shit. I haven't really seen too many people jump in or really be crazy about Helldivers since that happened. Luckily, and hopefully that kind of turns around, they had released some notes on the new major update coming up on August 6th. The new expansion, I'm going to say it's an expansion more than an update, but I guess that doesn't really involve any DLC, so it's not really an expansion. Anyway, it's going to be called The Escalation of Freedom. Some of the new things that it includes is we're going to get a new difficulty. So we're going to be getting Super Helldive. We'll be given new missions with new mission objectives. So, for example, they did release a trailer. Helldivers, in some certain terrains with a backpack. And the backpack had, like, some larva in it that was, like, moving and wriggling around. So I'm thinking that we're definitely moving to, like, either make a species of bug that fights with us, like we get bugs too, or we're trying to make like a prey to predator type situation, so we're making like a super bug that eats other bugs, so who knows exactly how the story is kind of playing out. But in case you're not aware, like it's a live action type game service, so as we do these objectives, whether we fail the objectives or pass the objectives, it kind of does change the story and what we're going into next, like what kind of factions we're fighting or what we're doing with certain factions, whether defending or attacking. It's pretty cool. If you haven't checked it out yet, it's definitely at a reasonable price. I would consider picking it up. It's definitely one of the best games that we got for PlayStation 5 so far. Bigger enemy outposts from what I've seen. I think what this means is when we look at things like the bug holes, we're going to see them expanded in larger areas. So we're not just going to be like in like a little like crater that's like 20 yards long with like 9-10 different holes all up in there. They'll be scattered out. For the automatons, we're looking at, you know, like basically like compounds and like military bases instead of just like, what would you even have described them so far if not just like, I guess like remote satellite like buildings, you know, just like very like compacted and like put together in like some sort of cliff or like, you know, squared off area with a gate. So I feel like all of that was always kind of repetitive. So I think with the increased size of these enemy outposts, it definitely like adds a level of technique, not along with just difficulty, because it gives you a better idea of, oh, I can navigate this now, I can probably sneak now, you know, instead of just always having to go into like a clutter of enemies because there's only 2 openings. Some more stuff that they're adding, of course, is new enemies. We're getting new bugs, new bots. From the trailer, it was basically, do you remember the final boss for Back 4 Blood? When we had to like do the first phase, all the tentacles were shooting out of the ground and it would just whack us when you get close. Okay, it was like that. It was exactly that, except it was more than one tentacle, and all of the tentacles had talons on them, like spikes.
Nice.
So like
it's
all
gonna
of
be
these
something big underground.
Yeah, so basically we're gonna be shooting at arms and shit. Like they remind me of the dark arms from The Legend of Zelda, just like random arms that come out of the ground and fucking grab you.
What I hope is gonna happen is maybe this is gonna lead into like some type of community event where we all, you know, we've always been talking like, hopefully there's like a collab with other games, preferably, what the fuck is that game called? You're a dwarf and you're mining underground, then you're also fighting bugs.
Oh,
the community event would be something like that where you're going underground and you gotta like take out the big worm underneath or whatever it is. I don't know how they're gonna do it with this game since it's like live service and all the objectives are community based, but I would like something where we fight whatever's underground.
Oh,
like
okay,
it
yeah.
either pops up out of the ground like a giant tremor, or like we do an expedition underground.
Probably like make it so that we don't have to deal with them for a while, or we can like affect their spawn rates if we exterminate most of them or something. And then now it's like they're getting really smart with the ideas of the new enemies that they're bringing in. They're bringing in enemies that affect terrain as well. So you'll have like, for example, what is it? The Chargers. This one has got like popules everywhere. So like you'll encounter it in the fog, and I think it like emits fog, kind of like the Spore Towers did.
Or the actual Chargers, and they just break the rocks and shit. Like they break the terrain.
Right, like super heavy duty ones. Yeah, I think that this update would definitely bring a lot of people back.
I might hop in a couple of times just to grind out the war bonds, and then just to see like how everything's changed.
I'm really interested in just like whatever kind of quality of life updates. Like I know a lot of it's going to be like UI. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you have any questions, comments, please feel free to reach out to us. Unversedpodcast@gmail.com. We will catch you guys next time.